So what's going on guys, Kids here and welcome back to a brand new video. For today I will show you the best bounty hunter build in Starfield. So in this guide we will focus on building our skills, armor, weapons and everything else to support our main weapons, and the ability to steal and board enemy spaceships in space. I made this build to focus on the most entertaining and useful aspects of the game, and most of our perks will aim to improve our damage in close quarter and space combat. So, if you're ready to play the best build in Starfield, then let's get right into it. So then let me quickly explain what this build will focus on and how can we achieve this insane damage. The bounty hunter build is your typical mercenary for hire with the objective of taking down targets for credits. This build focuses on spaceship combat, jetpacking for mobility, and simple weapons and armor to complete your missions on different planets. You will use a combination of short and long-ranged weapons, with the emphasis on combat through force. This build will mainly build up our science tree with combat and social categories. Then before we get into the build specifics, we first will need to quickly look into how can we board enemy spaceships, as because of our build setup, we will be insanely powerful in space combat as well. So in Starfield you can target specific systems on starships, disable them and then board them. This mechanic is perfect for our bounty hunter build, because we can easily capture targets in space and even command their ship. The bounty hunter background gives us the targeting control systems, which will allow us to focus on specific aspects to disable them. The garage drive is typically the most important, so an enemy spaceship cannot travel away, followed by the engine and then the weapon system. Once all of these are disabled, you can board the enemies by getting close and hitting the dock key. Once you are close to the ship, you can kill, capture or negotiate with the crew. If you decide to steal the ship for yourself, then you can fly it to a local spaceport and register it. But make sure that there's no contraband on the board. And once registered, you can change the ships by setting one to your home. Your previous starship will not disappear, but it will just return to the spaceport. So then with that said, now let's move over to the background. And as our build name implies, we will be using the bounty hunter background. And this will give us the piloting, so now we can utilize the ship thrusters. Then the second one is the targeting control system, which will unlock the ship targeting functionality. And then lastly, we get the boost pack training, so now we can utilize the boost packs. These skills are given to you at level 1, and you can progress by using the skill or some other function. Our fitness levels will level up by using alpha oxygen 20 times. You should be using ballistic weapons and boost packing while in the ground combat. You can tell if a weapon is ballistics by the icon on the top right corner. All you need to do is just look for a grenade explosion and not an energy symbol. So then now let's move over to the traits. And the best traits for our bounty hunter build in Starfield is the wanted. Occasionally, armed mercenaries will show up and try to kill you, but being cornered gives you an advantage. When your health is low, you can do extra damage. It's very likely that someone will eventually put a price on your head, and this gives us a unique bonus. And also it is a fun side quest, that we are constantly in combat with the mercenaries. But I would say that you should consider more of this as a roleplay and immersion choice rather than an optimal gameplay selection. Spaced and Taskmaster are also great selections for the traits. I would recommend to limit or not select the traits if it's your first playthrough, but as I said, the wanted trait is the best overall trait for our build. Then as far as skills go, the best skill for the bounty hunter is the boost assault training and target control. The bounty hunter is a high-tech monster with insane mobility and movement. You will want to focus most of your skill points on tech, then spend 4 in science to unlock the spacesuit design and weapon engineering, which will allow you to customize weapons and armor. Then we will move over to the social and then spend 4 points to unlock the isolation, which will give you damage and damage resistance when playing solo. But in general, we will want to unlock the boost assault training, targeting control, boost pack training, isolation, missile weapon systems, piloting, starship design, energy weapon systems, shotgun certification and pistol certification. Starfield skill systems include multiple skills spread between 5 categories of skills, which are social, tech, physical, science and combat. Skills from every category will upgrade, customize and enhance your Starfield character playstyle. Each skill that you unlock requires 1 skill point and then a condition in order to advance the skill rank. Then now let's move over to the leveling progression. And you don't have to follow this leveling guide 100%, but I've done multiple runs and tests, and this was the best and most optimized way to upgrade your character. So at level 1, like I said at the start of the video, we want to unlock the piloting, targeting control and boost pack training. Then at level 2 get the pistol certification, then at level 3 get medicine, and then at level 4 get the gastronomy, and so on and so forth. I strongly recommend you to follow this level 1 to 30 guide. But most importantly, I would recommend for you to try to rank up skills by completing their requirements. For example, for the boost pack training, you just simply have to hit boost pack constantly while in combat. What I did was I just left one enemy alive, and then I just easily boost packed around him, and this way you can complete this progression very quickly. Then now let's move over to the weapons. The best weapon for the bounty hunter build is the Big Bang, because it has the most burst damage up close, and it can be heavily modified. The Big Bang is the best overall endgame weapon, and the animation can be difficult to find, but it's well worth it because of its insane damage. The weapon defaults are both ballistics and energy, which will help us if you take the skills in combat skill tree. I recommend to pick up the breed shotgun early on and use it until you level up and find the Big Bang. Your secondary weapon choice is the max shot pistol, which can be used at medium range and also does high damage. In Starfield, weapons can have up to 8 modifications, depending on the type. Each mod requires materials or resources, along with the weapon engineering skill from the science skill tree. So like I said, you will have to research mod upgrades via research station, and this can take some time to unlock the gun and weapons to their full potential. Weapons come in 4 qualities: white, blue, purple, and legendary yellow. If a weapon is blue or great in rarity, it comes with a perk or a trait. These add additional effects in addition to the modification. So for example, we have the Hitman perk that increases your damage by 15% while aiming. So most of these are randomly given with the exception of the quest related item that can come as a standard. It will be unlikely that you get all 3 recommended perks or traits on a given weapon, but I will give you them anyways. It's also a good idea to save modifying weapons at blue or greater quality. This way you don't have to waste materials on a non-perk weapon that is limited in overall power. So here are the best overall mods for the shotgun weapon. I personally use the barrel, laser, magazine and grip stock. And then here are my top 3 favorite Big Bang traits and perks. So we want to go with the cornered, lacerate and rapid. And then again here we have the best overall mods for our secondary weapon, the max shot pistol. So again I would recommend the barrel, laser, magazine, optic and muzzle. And then lastly for our pistol traits and perks, I would get the crippling, furious and lacerate. Like I said, the chance to get a perfect weapon is very small, but these are the best modifications that you can have on our main and secondary weapons. So then let's go over to the armor. The best armor for our build is the Bounty Hunter spacesuit, Bounty Hunter power pack and the helmet. This armor set offers great protection and is made for the Bounty Hunter with high resistance. Armor pieces in Starfield are available in 4 distinct qualities: white, blue, purple and the legendary yellow. If an armor piece holds the rarity of blue or better, it will give you an extra perk or a trait. These augmentations introduce supplementary effects alongside any modification. So for example, the Beast Hunter perk will reduce the damage from alien enemies by 15%. So then with that said, here we have the best armor mods for our spacesuit. Then again here we have the best armor mods for our pack. And then lastly here we have the best armor mods for our helmet. Each one of these armor pieces can come with additional perks or traits if they're blue quality or higher. But the same way as I did with weapons, the top 3 best ones are the bolstering, combat veteran and repulsing. Then as far as companions go, in my other build videos, this would be the part where I would explain the best fake friend that you should get. But the Bounty Hunter is meant to play solo, because we are using the isolation skill, so that's why I suggest not using companions for performance and roleplay as a true Bounty Hunter. Companions can be useful to carry materials or for story element, but oftentimes this will interfere with objectives alongside the story narrative. But if you decide to use a companion, then I would go with the Sarah Morgan. She is a good choice because of her skill passives. But if you want to stay true to our build and playstyle, then just go solo. Then now let's move over to the best 8 items. And for our hunter build, the best ones are Squall, Hard Plus and EMP. They will either way increase your damage, reduce damage taken, and or increase movement speed, all of which are relevant on the battlefield for a combat focused build. And then for the last and final detail we have the Starborn powers. And the best power is the Creator's Piece, because it will immediately drop enemy weapons and make them easy to take down. Creator's Piece is exceptional in a ship combat or close quarter fighting, which the Bounty Hunter excels at. Two additional recommended powers are the Reactive Shield, because it will lower your damage and can reflect bullets. This is helpful at range when you cannot reach enemies with the Creator's Piece. And then the Sense Star is another great Starborn power, because it will help you to detect enemies and friendlies, but for the best of the best, stick with the Creator's Piece. The Starborn powers are earned via the main story campaign. You will encounter artifacts early on, and you can acquire more of them as you progress, using Vlad located in the Eye and the Consolation group, which are located at the Lodge. I would recommend to spend time finding and exploring the temples, so you could progress this power very fast. So then in my quick summary, for the background we will be using the Bounty Hunter, then for the traits we will select the Wanted, then our primary weapon will be the Big Bang, or basically any type of shotgun, and for our secondary weapon we will be using the Mag Shot pistol. Then for armor we will equip the Bounty Hunter set, our Starborn power will be the Creator's Piece, we won't be using any companions, and for the throwables we will use the Fragmentation Grenade, and then finally for our skills, we will select the Boost Assault Training, Targeting Control, Boost Pack Training, Isolation, Missile Weapon Systems, Piloting, Starship Design, Energy Weapon Systems, Shotgun Certification, Pistol Certification, and that's about it. So with that said, I really do appreciate everyone for watching guys, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any suggestions, feedback, or other video ideas like build guides or beginner tutorials that you would like to see in the next video, then feel free to leave your comments in the comment section down below. If you found this video helpful, then please leave a like, subscribe, and enable that notification bell, so this way you could support the channel and you would not miss any more upcoming content for Starfield. With having that said, you have an amazing day and I will see you in my next video, so take it easy, peace.